for joining us here on Control TV Front Row Politics. I am Gimba Umar. Today we've been looking at the political scenario, the political landscape, if you will, and how some new...
I think... Hello?
On the way.
Okay, it's okay.
I believe you can hear me now.
Thank you. I can hear you loud and clear.
Brilliant. Thank you for joining us, Comrade Anselm Eregbe. You are indeed the Director of Media and Publicity and spokesperson.
Knowing full well that the youth of this country, today, everything is in decay. So there is no hope as it stands today. There is no hope. However, we have seen the failure of successive administrations in this country to the point where today the youth of this country virtually may not be able to go to school, handle basic issues of welfare, housing, jobs. So these are issues. So basically, we are set now to begin to create this awareness and to begin to mobilize the youth of this country towards realizing their basic desires.
Youth went with that ideology. What are you saying now? Are you saying that those followers of that party at that time are very akin to
activities that built up to the Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidacy? However, let me put on note that I was a presidential aspirant in 2019 and built up to 2023 in the Labour Party. Again, let me put on record that I am a Labour leader in Nigeria. I am the National Organizing Secretary of the Academic Staff Union of Research Institutions in Nigeria in the last 13 years. I say this to get to a point. Now, the NSC began this process of restructuring and rebuilding the party from the base. My emergence as the national youth leader won the election because we were fighting against establishment. There were likelihood of the establishment taking that election away from us. So part of what I did as the national youth leader of Labour Party, in line with constitutional provision, to mobilize the youth of this country and to initiate, design and develop strategic programs and policies that would endear the Labour Party to the youth of this country. Like I said, the youth, because they have the numerical strength, and two, when they are well mobilized, they will deliver. I initiated the 3 ICT solutions equivalent of the INEC IRF portal. The first one is called the Labour Party National Mobilization Platform. It has 6 portals. Portal 1 registers eligible voters with VIN. It issues them membership cards with 6 unique identification numbers. The first one is the national ID. It will tell us ultimately how many people will vote for the president in 2023. The second is a state ID. It will tell us how many of our followers there are that will vote for the governorship candidate. The third ID and fourth IDs are called the local government IDs. Those IDs identify the number of eligible voters within the party fold that will vote for the senatorial candidate and the House of Rep candidate. Process and display on an Excel sheet. And Abure had to accuse me without evidence, without facts, that I was raising money online. Of course, the solution, we built the solution to have donation portal. The GoFundMe, the Payoneer, the Paystack, these were donation portals such that across the globe, people could contribute their token to support the process.
So why did you get into trouble with that?
Now, you see, for me, I have had by Julius Abure as National Secretary and A. Salam as National Chairman. May so rest in peace. This was the signature that was uploaded. So, which means if I thought there was any mistake, it was not intentional. It came from the instruction of Abure to Kennedy Arno to the Deputy National Secretary. But because there was a connivance, probably they had orchestrated this against me. Even when I saw that, now, as at the time they claimed they were suspending me, there were 5 issues Abure raised against me. What were the issues? I had insisted that we began the process of building the capacity of the polling unit agents, which was the hub and the secret of the 2023 general elections. So, and Abure fought against this process, fought against the building of the capacity. That's why Abure could not register more than 135 polling unit agents and on the day of election, there were not more than 50,000 nationwide. This was a process I designed and developed for 535,000 polling unit agents. So what I'm saying in essence is, I use the Labour Party scenario. It's a long story, but long story short, the national youth leader, we have come here to harness the capacities of the youth of this country. We have seen a situation where the youth president came in from the PDP. Today, the national publicity secretary that I came in from the Labour Party. Others have come in from the APC. We are disenchanted to say Nigeria cannot. Let me say something here to the world. When President Tinubu came, I wrote a letter to the president, His Excellency Tinubu, to say, Iraqi them haven't made a breakthrough through the president came and said he removed subsidy and called for subsidy intervention. Immediately we wrote to the president and said, Mr. President, the research sector in this country that I'm part of, we have made a breakthrough for funding our national economy. We are in a position from these funds to fund this administration. Because it is not, we are not funding this because it's President Tinubu, because President Tinubu has a duty to succeed on behalf of fellow Nigerians and to rebuild this economy, irrespective. If Peter Obi were there, we would do the same thing. Now that President Tinubu is
Okay,
here,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to butt in. I'm sorry to butt in. But right
yeah,
now, your focus and your platform is the NYA, the National Youth Alliance, to which we just saw just a few days ago the uh, former president Obasanjo, gave your movement this backing, saying that it's about time that the youth take back this country and control the affairs of growing this country into what they want it to be. When we saw that on one hand, we also saw the your youth president. We saw his party where he had come from, the PDP. We saw Atiku visiting the former president Muhammad Buhari as well as Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. Why is this happening at the same time? Is there something that lurks in between?
well, certainly this is political contestation. However, the old brigade, they have a right to keep aspiring, not minding the fact that this is youth o'clock. They have outlived their own exigencies. They have played their role while they were youth. His Excellency, former President Obasanjo, was president of this country at the age of probably 36, as a military head of state thereabout. His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, IBB, all of them, they served, they got to the peak of their career, even in politics, professional career and politics, at their youth age. So we cannot say they should stop because they won't stop, but we are going to retire them absolutely, entirely by the grace of God by 2027. So what you are seeing right now is a situation where the establishment is insisting, not minding their age, though there's no constitutional limit to age, but we say they have outlived their usefulness in the system. Why they continue that, we have launched out, just like our youth president reached out to the president, former president. He had to do that because one, the they have an experience we cannot take away from them. That is one. They've been there, they've done that, but now they are old. They need to mentor us, they need to groom us, they now need to take the back seat and
A lot of people are beginning to see that the youths of Nigeria today perhaps are tilting to the big money bags and the big parties, the PDP, the APC for one, who have got the power to buy votes. It's been repeated time and again by INEC, saying that vote buying was a major problem during the elections. And these are youths
yes.
that are hungry today. They are even hungrier under this administration. How will you succeed, Comrade Ansel?
Okay, thank you, sir. First and foremost, there's a saying that says the taste of the pudding is in the eating.
We've been speaking to Comrade.
However, I said from the question you asked that the taste of the pudding is in the eating, and be that as it may, Nigeria youth saw a situation where, contrary to their expectation, the reality before them showed otherwise. Now, the issues are the issue of money in Nigeria politics, vote buying, election rigging, agricultural mechanization, mining, SMEs, ICT solutions. There are so many ways a cost-benefit analysis. This came from the research sector. It is for a national project and delivery. So the NYA that I belong to today has only one option: to continue realistically now with the leadership.
This is the reality of the situation. Nigeria must be looking towards having better leadership, better, followership also, just to make the crocs complete. It's been quite difficult to ascertain where we are headed to as a country more than 60 years after our independence. And it seems to be getting worse, according to political watchers and commentary that we've been listening to and seeing, as a matter of fact. The NYA, the National Youth Alliance, believes that it has what it takes to show Nigeria, and using the youth platform to steer the affairs of this country and give it that needed drive to get to winning ways, just so that we have got better schools, better hospitals, better service delivery, a better economy, insecurity reduced to the barest minimum. I believe that that's what the APC says it is also setting to do, to set the foundations right again, to try to see that everyone in Nigeria is living within safe, living in a safe space. But we'll try to see if we can get Comrade Anselm back. Okay, Comrade, we have you back.
I'm back. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah,
it's
sorry,
okay.
the
But
network has been
Comrade,
troublesome.
you know that it's quite difficult for me to wrap my head around this. If you go out today as a movement or as a party, the voting age in Nigeria, will they rally behind the NYA? We saw something very similar with the YPP, although the YPP came a little short of meeting its targets. For some reasons, we don't really understand what happened there. But the APC is the leading political party today in Nigeria. PDP follows closely before the Labour Party, where Comrade is coming from, and indeed his principal, Ambassador Abbas Ibn Aliu, is also coming from the PDP, we understand. So these are indeed the test grounds. Will a new party come up? Will it be a third force that will rally the youths around and bring them to the understanding that, look, the country is now ours to take, and our country to foster, and our country to grow? I want to thank everyone who's been a part of this. Perhaps I will be able to get Comrade at some other time on this show. I am Yimba Umar, and this is Front Row Politics on Control TV, and we'll see you next time.